Hey guys, it's Blake here, and it's that time of year again where we're going to be making 2 life-size sculptures in only 16 days.
So here they are. Let's unveil the teams that will play in the New Year's Six Bowl.
Let's go!
As soon as the teams are announced, I get right to work. This will be my 7th year creating school mascot sculptures out of tires for the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. Why the crazy deadline, you ask? Well, the NCAA committee votes what schools are going to be in the game only weeks before the teams actually play. Leading up to the build, I actually have to have plans for over 10 different schools that may make it to the Cotton Bowl. This year it is Ohio State versus Mizzou, and Ohio State is Brutus the Buckeye, which I will be creating right here. Here you can see all the little Brutuses that I've stacked up, and then Mizzou's mascot is Truman the Tiger. Once all the foam is laminated and cured, it's time to start carving. And I basically do the bulk of the carving with the chainsaw because not only is it pretty accurate, but it's also very, very efficient. And for these sculptures with this crazy deadline, it's all about being as efficient as possible. Brutus still has a long way to go, but now it's time to start gluing up Truman so it's going to be ready for carving. And check out my very first knife throw. Pretty good, huh? Oh, wait. Maybe not. Movie magic. I ended up carving Truman from 2 separate sheets of foam because with his outstretched arms, there was no way he would fit on a single sheet. One of the really helpful things when carving human-like figures is you can use yourself for references, or your buddy's feet for references. So throughout this build, we actually used our own bodies as basically templates for doing both these carvings. And to save even more time, I came up with the idea of casting Alex's hands in resin to use for Brutus. And I've never done this before, but I just bought this little cheap kit on Amazon, and we're gonna see if this thing works. By doing this, I hope to save a ton of time because carving a hand out of foam is actually very time consuming, probably an hour and a half per hand to carve it how I want. As we begin casting Alex's hands, I want to take a moment to thank this video sponsor, BetterHelp.
Look at that.
The detail's crazy.
That's really cool.
The holidays are always a stressful time of year for people, and for me personally, these sculptures and their crazy deadline make it even that much more stressful. That's why I love connecting to a licensed therapist who is trained to listen to you and gives you unbiased help.
Oh! I think there's too much water.
Starting therapy can be hard, and finding the right therapist in your location may be difficult. And that's why BetterHelp gives you the option of having therapy as a phone call, video call, or even a message if preferred.
So close.
Wait, we could reuse the mold.
BetterHelp can match you to one of over 30,000 therapists in their network, which gives you access to a wider range of expertise than might be available in your area. By clicking the link, you're taking the first step to better helping yourself and also helping support my channel, because if you support my sponsors, you also support me. So thank you, BetterHelp.
Now, Now let's see what these hands look like.
Oh, look at his hands.
worked. That is crazy. Look at the detail.
Now, if you didn't pick up what happened there, I'll fill you in. The first casting I did didn't cure properly because there was too much moisture inside the mold. Once I switched from a slow curing epoxy to a fast cure, it worked much better. I used Total Boat high performance resin with the fast hardener and it worked much better. And thank you Total Boat for supporting my channel.
What if you had a backwards hat? What if we changed their whole mascot? Backwards hat logo?
Now some mascots have strange features, but none more than Brutus. Brutus has this big lip on only one side of his mouth. Maybe he's chewing a buckeye? I don't really get it. What do you guys think? And please, if somebody actually knows the answer to this, please let me know down in the comments. And just like that, Brutus is ready for fiberglassing and it's time to start on Truman. Now if there's such a thing as a YouTuber's walk of shame, I'm pretty sure this is what it would look like. Remember the strange mascot features I was talking about earlier with Brutus? Well, Truman here has 4 fingers and 3 toes. So I don't know what was going on there during the design of this mascot, but 4 fingers on each hand and only 3 toes. Very, very interesting. Now please don't try this at home, folks. This is just a trained professional doing this to a foam mascot. carving Truman is complete. Now we're going to bring him to fiberglassing and pick up Brutus, who should be done. Remember when I said I built these mascots in only 16 days? Well, that was partially a lie. I spent the previous month cutting tires and making the pedestals for these mascots. Just cutting the tires is a very time-consuming process, and I even timed what it would take to cut one tire just to get a solid reference to see how much time I actually do spend cutting these tires. And it took 2 minutes and 15 seconds to cut a single tire. Now, I'm gonna have to cut around 450 tires for this entire project, so after doing all the math, I figured out that I would spend around 16.8 hours cutting tires. By completing these the previous month, it saved me valuable time that I could put into these sculptures. And here we are back to the current time, painting the tires.
Oh, aggressive Brutus. Oh no, I'm scared, Brutus.
Now, I'm not a sneakerhead by any means, but for some weird reason, I absolutely love designing shoes for these mascots. It's one of my favorite things to do on the entire sculpture. Overall, the Ohio State mascot is a very simple design. I mean, Brutus just has a circle for a head and then just a normal body, basically. So to really make this thing pop, it's all about the details for me, and I think that's what really makes this sculpture stand out.
You look like a, is it walrus that have the mustaches? Now you're a goatee.
After hours upon hours of cutting and stapling, we tend to get a little sidetracked.
I'm in.
How far do you think this thing can
I think
shoot?
you're shooting into the gray, dead straight, no problem.
So I just have to hit that.
Yeah. Oh!
Dude, let's put a target up.
I want to try to dodge it.
Hold on. One first.
Come on, one.
I'm gonna do one right there. Just see. Ready?
Uh-huh. Oh,
That's coming in hot, dude.
come on. Oh,
Hold on. I don't like. You have skin showing on your forehead right there.
oh, come on.
Did you get it?
Just a little, all right, come on.
That. That was a good break.
All right, let's get back to work. Something pretty cool that happened this year was Goodyear actually sent out one of their own videographers, Hayden, and he stayed with us for a couple days. And for me, it was just cool to see how a professional videographer films and takes his shots and all that. I mean, I was picking his brain just as much as he was trying to pick ours and get certain shots of us. So it was pretty cool having him around.
You ruined the shot behind the shot.
Here's a quick clip of what he shot while he was here.
It starts with a desire to do something unexpected and an unstoppable drive to pursue it. No one said chasing a Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic victory was going to be easy. But for the Ohio State Buckeyes and Missouri Tigers, it's all worth it. Goodyear Tire Art, honoring the journey since 2016.
Pretty cool and all, but Alex was a bit upset after this didn't make the cut. If you haven't noticed, we have a completely black tiger right now, which means that we're going to be painting this thing. So in order to keep the tiger's stripes black, we have to tape off every single shred of fur that is to be remained black for the tiger. I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who is involved in making these sculptures possible. First and foremost, thank you Goodyear Tires for giving me this unique opportunity. Thank you to the Cotton Bowl for putting on such an awesome game and event, and thank you Mizzou and Ohio State, and congrats on making it to this year's Cotton Bowl. To everyone behind the scenes making this thing possible over at the marketing arm, thank you Aaron and Hayden for another seamless year. You guys absolutely crushed it. And from my side of things, these sculptures would not be completed on time if it weren't for my amazing team. Thank you Laura for the fantastic 3D renderings we used for references. Huge thank you to my dad for helping continuously cut tires and mask off fur, as well as Mobile Fiberglass who did all the fiberglassing for these jobs, and Alex, my right-hand man, who stuck it out day in, day out. Thank you very much for all your hard and dedicated work. And last but not least, thank you to my wife and kids who have not seen me at all this past month. I am still here and kicking. Thank you for allowing me to do this.
Hi, I'm Dada. Yeah.
I'm just glad they still know who I am. Now that all the tires are laid on, it's time to use some Total Boat Halcyon clear coat to give them much needed added protection. And just like that, we have completed 2 life-size sculptures in only 16 days. We spent the final day making 2 custom crates using a lot of cross-beaming and saran wrap for stabilization, and now they're ready for delivery.
Yeah, that's good.
The first crate went on without a hitch, but just wait until you see this second crate. The first thing that went wrong is the driver just left the pallet jack that doesn't have brakes on a decline, and obviously it rolls right underneath the liftgate. At the same time, I'm pressing the liftgate button and it is failing because the air pressure has not built up enough to keep this crate elevated. And this is where things take a bit of a turn. Very hesitantly snagged that pallet jack from underneath there, and then this happened. So if you could see the back edge of this crate, it's actually on the truck bed. And I don't know if the driver actually lowered the lift gate or if it was failing, but it basically caught on that truck bed and could have completely tipped over. I mean, I would say we were an inch or 2 away from completely tipping over and falling off the back of that truck. That could have been catastrophic. Man, that got a little hairy right there putting those on the truck, but I'm glad they are safely on there and on their way to Dallas for the game. Thank you guys. Now let's get right into the big reveal.